Men of Reddit, what is the nicest compliment you've ever received from a girl? I was once called a hunk by a lesbian. 20 plus years later I'm still trying to work that one out. Had a girl my junior year of high school. One day the teacher puts 5 of us in a group and we're sitting opposite end and she just blurts that I have the nicest smile she has seen. I was super shy as a kid, but that gave me so much confidence and made me really think I wasn't all that ugly. You have an amazing body and jawline, for someone who's been fat for most of his life and struggled with body image issues. This was one of the nicest things she could have said. Was watching Aladdin with the girlfriend one day. The scene where he steals the bread but ends up giving it to the orphans despite being hungry himself. She points to the TV and says with a big smile, "That's you." Quote, "We were talking about going bald, and she said that I could pull it off because I have a symmetrical face. Sometimes I make food that my wife requests. I'm nowhere near as good a cook as she is, but I can make sure the cheese is grilled. Sometimes after I make her something she asks for, she'll text me saying that it tastes just like her deceased grandmother had made it. For someone who can't really cook, that's one of the best compliments she gives me." A little different than most responses here. My stepdaughter told my wife that my stepdaughter, wished she could have a relationship as fun and loving as my wife and I share. As a guy who grew up with plenty of bad relationship examples, I was quite proud to hear this. Early on in our relationship, my now wife told me that she usually didn't sleep well, except when I was there, and then she fell asleep easily, which is especially impressive at the time given we were cramming me 6 foot 3 inches, and her 5 foot 11 inches, into a standard twin bed. I had a girl message me the day after hanging out last week that asked me what my skincare regimen was. She claimed my skin was glowing and so plump and flawless. She insisted on knowing what products I used. I was flattered to know she picked it up, even though I don't do anything special. I have a story. So I do theater, and I was talking to some of my friends, waiting for it to start. One of them looks at me and says, out of the blue, "Wow, your eyes are so beautiful." Now, I had never been complimented on my eyes before, so I felt really good. I told her this, and soon everyone was all over me, complimenting my eyes. One girl even said, "I thought everyone told you that, so I didn't bother." I was blushing so hard, I had to step outside and take a moment to collect myself, that I could be a great comedian. When I was 16 I had really long hair, metal fan and stuff. After vacation I came back to school with short hair, and one of the hot girls in my class said, "I really like that you cut your hair." On the one hand, I was happy people liked it. On the other hand, it basically told me it looked like shit before. Tie between 2 weird ones. You have beautiful eyebrows, and apparently I have a sexy back. My wife agreed to marry me. You're cute, in a way you also say to a pet, not in the way of being a cute guy. I was singing in my car one day, and didn't notice these 2 girls pull up next to me at a stoplight. One of them got my attention, and told me I had a wonderful voice. Felt good. I dated a girl with a mental illness. It wasn't schizophrenia, but some other thing where her brain would constantly tell you the people around her could read her thoughts and were plotting against her. I know that sounds like schizophrenia, but she was diagnosed and receiving treatment for something I forget the name of. Anyway, we were cuddling in bed one night when she turned to me and said, "When I am with you, I don't need to convince myself that voice is not real. I tell it to shut up, and it's gone. Of all the things any partner has ever said to me, this one will probably stick with me forever. Maybe not exactly what you asked for, but it technically fits so. Last year I met a very nice lady while playing video games. She was a fair bit older than me. Like around 50. I'm 17. She is honestly the kindest person I have ever met. We started talking more about some personal stuff and became really close. She told me about her 4 kids and her struggles to pay the bills, and I told her about my mental health issues. Turns out she's suffered through much of the same things that I'm struggling with. We try to help and support each other as much as we can. Well, recently she told me that she cares about me like one of her own boys. I think about this a lot. It really hit me hard. I'll get the ball rolling. I have medium-length hair for a guy, about maybe to the base of my neck at a push. A girl who was standing behind me said, "How does he have better hair than me?" under her breath. That made me smile a lot. Heard 2 girls discreetly talking about how good my butt looked while they were walking down the sidewalk behind me. I guess they figured I couldn't hear what they were saying. But after 30 seconds of them going on about it, I thought it would be funny to embellish my walk and start really putting my hips into it. They instantly started laughing their asses off. My mom says I am a nice man and anyone would be lucky to have me. You're the type of guy the first wish my son grows up to be. I was on a date with a Lithuanian girl who didn't have much English. She wasn't incapable of speaking it, it was just very broken. Things got a bit hot and heavy back at mine after the date when she stopped at one stage, looked into my eyes for a few seconds and said, "I love your eyes. Sometimes I see angel and sometimes I also see devil." Still to this day the best thing any girl has said to me. Plus she was smoking hot, so that helped. I should add though that she meant devil in a playful sexy sense rather than the evil and dangerous way. My grandma told me I was the most handsome boy in the world. Also, and I'm 100% serious on this one, a girl with Down syndrome walked into a bowling alley in a group. She saw me and walked towards me as I was playing in the arcade. DDR. She stood next to me and said loudly, "He's cute." Quote. Not any specific compliment. But when I was finally putting in the effort in my appearance, a friend of mine told how much of a transformation I had gone through and to keep it up. She said it totally unprovoked, which was why it was nice. You probably the coolest guy the first. No. Man, I love my mom. One of the starters on the varsity women's soccer team told me I had nice calves. Nice sweater. One and only time I've been complimented in any way by a girl. She said that my voice was sultry. A girl told me I had Tom Hardy lips once, following it up with, "He's better looking though."
Thanks for watching and please like and subscribe to support the channel.